So we're going to be checking out this video from Fox 32 Chicago. Bombshell allegations against Tiffany Henyard, Andrew Holmes, and new lawsuit. Now, by the way, I heard about these allegations months ago, and I actually did a video on it, and nobody saw it because views went from real high to real low after one particular video a long time ago. But hey, I'm not going to stop making the videos. But let's check this report out from Fox 32 Chicago.
And thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Scott Schneider.
And I'm Dawn Hasbrook. More controversy in Dalton. This time, it involves a well-known activist.
Tonight, our Dane Placco off the top with the bombshell details in a brand new lawsuit.
Andrew Holmes has been a familiar face in Chicago for years, well known for his work as a community activist helping crime victims and police. But now,
when these allegations first came about months ago, that is the very first name that I thought of, because prior to the allegations, I heard that he was a groomer, and these particular allegations are not far-fetched from someone's behavior as a groomer.
Holmes is being accused of a crime himself, sexual assault, in a civil lawsuit filed by a former employee of the Village of Dalton and a Dalton police officer. In addition to his work as a community activist, Holmes serves as a trustee for the Village of Dalton. The civil lawsuit against the Village of Dalton, Thornton Township, Tiffany Henyard, and Holmes himself alleges that Holmes sexually assaulted a Dalton Village employee who we're not naming because of the nature of the alleged crime, while on a village business trip to Las Vegas in May of 2020.
And even before any of these allegations against him came, I did a video on who is Andrew Holmes. Now, when you get to a certain age and you've done a lot of things and you met a lot of people, and I'm speaking for myself, and you traveled around the world and you traveled around the United States and you've done some things and been in the military, and been in a movie and been in a TV show, basically done a lot, been around a lot of people, you do get to a point, if you're paying attention, you can just look at someone. You don't even have to know that person. You can look at someone and you can see that something is just not right with them. And you know, you have no idea what it is, but you just know something. That's what I thought when I saw this guy. That's why I did a whole video on him. He's not even the mayor. He's no senator. He's no governor. He's just the trustee in a village that has 20,000 people. But I saw his picture and the way he moved, I knew it was something about this guy. I can say it after the fact, but the 2 or 3 of you that may see this video, you can go back and search in my videos. I was like, who is Andrew Holmes?
23. According to the lawsuit, the employee had drinks with Holmes, whom she thought of as an uncle, began to feel disoriented, then passed out in Holmes' hotel room. The lawsuit alleges Holmes then called Dalton police officer Byron Miles, who was on the trip as part of Mayor Tiffany Henyard's security detail. According to the lawsuit, quote, Holmes began describing a host of his exploits from the trip, many of a sexual nature, to Officer Miles. At some point during his rant, Trustee Holmes made reference to him engaging in sexual activities with a Dalton Thornton employee, and there was some suggestion that the employee may not have had the ability to consent and or did not provide consent. The lawsuit says Officer Miles then began recording the phone call and FaceTimed Holmes. Trustee Holmes then panned the camera toward the bed where Officer Miles could see a woman who was partially undressed. The trustee then moved the camera to various private areas of the woman's body, displaying them on screen, and at times moving or removing articles of clothing as he transmitted the images.
So, and all these things are alleged at this point. He has just been charged. Trustee Holmes then panned the camera toward the bed where Officer Miles could see a woman who was partially undressed. The trustee did move the camera to various, and I'm not going to read any more of that. I don't know how YouTube in particular will be acting on this. But allegedly, if these things are true, either Andrew Holmes wants to be found guilty and go to prison, Well, this is a 666 person. And I don't mean C196.
The lawsuit alleges when the woman woke up, she couldn't remember anything that happened the night before and was not aware of the alleged assault until informed by Officer Miles when they returned to Dalton. Quoting the lawsuit, at some point during that time, Trustee Holmes was in communication with Officer Miles, and again, Trustee Holmes made reference to his exploits in Las Vegas. Trustee Holmes further advised Officer Miles at that time that he had unprotected sex with the female employee while in Las Vegas. The lawsuit alleges that when the officer told the woman what happened, she requested to speak to Mayor Henyard, who was allegedly concerned it could hurt her politically.
So the mayor, Tiffany Henyard, wasn't concerned about the young lady. She was concerned that it would hurt her politically. See, this Satan is busy.
Lawsuit says Henyard then advised the employee that if the information got out, Henyard would be ruined and all of the work she had done would be lost.
That's what it's
Despite
all about.
assurances that Henyard
All about
and then
you.
Henyard's boyfriend would handle the situation, the lawsuit alleges the female employee was eventually fired by the Village of Dalton. Officer Miles still works for Dalton, but alleges his duties were diminished and he faced retaliation at work. We spoke briefly to Holmes this afternoon by phone, who said he had no response at this time. Not to these allegations. I'm not bothered by it.
Now, the unfortunate thing with these allegations, if he's found guilty, this is a civil lawsuit, right? That's the unfortunate thing about it. But it might not be unfortunate depending on how much this young lady is asking for. So I would like another result for a sick person like this. Trying to not the curse. You can tell by his haircut and his hairline something wrong with him, but yeah.
Las Vegas police have reportedly opened an investigation into the accusations against Holmes. On Monday, the 4 Dalton trustees, in opposition to Henyard, hired former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to conduct an investigation into allegations of corruption in Dalton, including what happened on that trip to Las Vegas. Now, in January, the plaintiffs filed a claim with the Illinois Department of Human Rights outlining the same allegations. That claim has now been withdrawn with the filing of this lawsuit. So far, we've not received any response from Henyard or the Village of Dalton. Dane Placco, Fox 32 Chicago.